Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
All right, folks, welcome to a brand new episode of the Frankly Francisco podcast. I am your host, Francisco. So, today we're going to talk about gurus. So, this seems to be a big topic on IG, YouTube. You have all these gurus out there. You have financial gurus, you have spiritual gurus, you have, relationship gurus, folks that like to go on there and tell you how you should live your life, give you positive feedback and positive information about certain things. They want you to level up. So what I find a bit annoying is they want you to level up from their teachings and pricing. So, everybody has a class they want to sell on how to be better at what you do in life, and everybody's got to make their money. I understand that, but I dislike people who prey on folks who just want help and are taken advantage of. These people that are selling classes online, $9.99. So, for $1,000, we'll teach you all you need to know on this class. And then if you notice, every class out there, especially when they're not selling, what do they cut that down to? Oh, $499. We're running specials right now. You're running specials because nobody wants to take your class because they know it's a bunch of BS. And most times when you do take that class, there's nothing that they're telling you that you don't know already. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some folks out there that give this information out for free. There's some folks out there that are willing to help you and willing to talk to you and put the time in. But don't get me wrong. Everybody should get paid for what they do well. And if you're good at something, never do it for free. But in my case, I'm good at talking, but I'm doing my podcast for free because right now I don't have any sponsors. But, hopefully down the line, we're trying to change that. I'm not trying to be a guru to anybody. All I'm trying to do is give a voice to people that need that extra push for their sake and for creating things on their own. I'm not trying to be someone who's trying to be an influencer over other people. I don't like that term influencer because what why what why are you being an influencer? What are you trying to prove by that? Half these people that are fake balling out on IG with these fake Instagram accounts, rocking these cars that they don't even own, claiming to be multimillionaires by the time they're 20, 27. I even seen one where a kid is 16 years old and he's a multimillionaire driving a Bugatti. Come on. Now, if half these people believe that, then, that's on them. But for me, no. To me, that's just somebody, trying to get some clout chasing. There was a term that somebody said that really bothered me when they go, a bus has, 8 or 9 seats, but a Bugatti has two. So you learn to level up. And not everybody can come with you. But to me, that's BS. I'd rather have the bus than the two-seater Bugatti because if people open the doors for me, I'm going to try to open the doors for as many people as I can. If I made it, I want people around me to be making it too. But that's just my attitude. That's not everybody's attitude. You don't have to take the attitude that you have to push everybody out of your life. Some people need that extra help. Some people need that extra motivation that you can provide. If they see you doing well, why not? Everybody's different. Everybody's not going to be the same. For me, the term guru is getting thrown around too much. It's too much. You got some of these scammers out there that first thing they show you when they're posting these inspirational videos or these videos where are they? What's the first picture you see when they're posting their video? Guess what? They're in front of a Lamborghini or they're in their garage in front of a Ferrari or a Maybach. They don't own those vehicles. 99% of the times, those are rentals. Either they're rentals or they're leases, but they don't own those vehicles. I don't want to get taught by those type of people. I don't want to get taught by those type of people that, about what life is. I don't want to get taught by people that are flashing, 300 pounds of chains on their necks, Rolex watches on their arms. You know who I want to get taught by? I want to get taught by people like Bill Gates. I want to get taught people like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett still lives in the house that he brought like 40 years ago. He's not staying in the mega mansion. And the guy's a multi-billionaire. He's one of the richest people in the world. And he's not out there flashing and dashing. The problem is a lot of people want to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I mean? So you have these so-called gurus out there that want to teach you how to flash and dash and how to get your name out there and teach you the steps you need to be financially stable. It's ridiculous. It really is. Now there's a couple people on IG that I've been following that actually give out free advice. They're not charging, they're not making you take a class. They actually want to help people. They're entrepreneurs like myself. They're podcasters like myself. They're giving out advice to people that need it. And that's a good thing, but there are some people out there that you might need to take a class from. They have to make a living, but there's certain folks out there that take advantage of people. Why am I going to pay you $5,000 an hour for you to teach me stuff that I'm probably going to know already about life and about, things that's going to make my life better? You know, Everybody wants to bring positivity out in the world, but it's kind of hard to bring positivity out in the world when you're ripping people off. And for some people, they fall for this stuff. It's not a good thing. And a guru is not going to fix your issues with your attitude. It's not going to fix your drive. They're not going to fix what's broken inside of you, for $1,000 course or, charging you per the hour to give you advice. They can't fix things in you that you need to fix for yourself. You can take all the classes in the world and it's not going to make a good bit of difference if you're not implementing what you're being told or what you're being taught. Attitude is the key for everything. If you do not have the motivation, what's the point of you taking the course? What's the point of you sitting there listening to one of these guys try to motivate you if you can't motivate yourself? This is where a lot of people get the misconception of, how things should be out there when they're being taught something by somebody. It's all about you, okay? You have to want it more than everybody else, and not everybody wants it. Some people are good with their life. I know a cat right now that I've been around for a long time, and the dude has no drive. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to do anything with himself, and it is what it is. You can only be there, you can be a friend, but if you don't have motivation to move forward, you doesn't matter what you teach them, they're just not going to do it. You know what I mean? And these gurus, I think, sometimes take advantage of these people that are not motivated, that they say they want to do things, but they don't put their best foot forward when it's time for them to go out there and actually do it. And they take advantage of them by taking their money. And at the end of the day, you're taking these courses and paying $1,000 for these courses, or $500 when they slash the price. And where does it lead you? Where does it lead you? It leads you nowhere, because you didn't have the motivation yourself to get up and go. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's a sad thing. I just don't like the way these guys take advantage of people, especially on IG with all this fake stuff that they do, man. Taking pictures in front of these planes, taking pictures in front of these expensive cars that they don't own, just fake balling, and it just irks the hell out of me. It really does. You know what I mean? Things take hard work. You know how they become, and if they do become millionaires and if they do become successful, you know how that happens? It happens because they made money off of you. It's not because of them being a guru, you know what I mean? And them being successful off the rip. So I don't understand, why people fall for this stuff. It's amazing to me. You know what I mean? They make their money off of you. They become successful because of you, because you take their courses or you pay them to come in and you pay them per the hour. But what are they really teaching you? Honestly, what are they really teaching you? You know what I mean? We have to find what drives us. We have to find what motivates us. And for me, what motivates me is my family and, like I said, travel. For some people, it might be the passion of writing and the passion of music. You know what I mean? Or being successful, having multi levels of income, streaming income. I know a guy right now where I used to live in Cleveland. This is the most hustle guy I've ever seen in my life. He's a promoter. He's got a club. He's working on getting another club. You know what I mean? And he grinds I have another cat that I know. This dude works construction, and he's always working 16, 17 hours. But that's what motivates him. Now, anybody that tells me they want to quit their 9 to 5 job, fine, quit your 9 to 5. But don't let that be the reason that you stop trying to move forward because you listen to a guru. Because a guy on the screen told you, hey, 9 to 5 suck. You need to go all in on what you're supposed to do. And people fall for this stuff. You got to have a backup plan. You know what I mean? No guru is going to tell you the pitfalls of failing. If they're just not, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? This is just, and remember, folks, this is just my opinion. This is nobody else's opinion but mine. So I'm giving you a take that I have on how I feel these, so-called gurus are taking advantage of folks. Man, these IG ballers, man, they be killing me with this stuff that they be doing on IG. They give you all these motivational videos. I probably see on Reels, maybe when you're scrolling through 40 or 50 of these motivational videos from different folks trying to push you forward and telling you, this is how life should be for you and this and this and that. But in the end of the day, if you see how they really live, they're not living like that, man. Some of them are. Absolutely, some of them are. Because they've already established themselves. They've already gone out and done those things that they need to do to make themselves successful. But a lot of them has just made money off of you. A lot of them become rich because of people like us who fall for this stuff instead of going out there and getting the hustle up. There's nothing wrong with going out there, falling and failing and getting back up and moving. Man, I had 3 businesses that all 3 of them has failed at one point or another. Not because I didn't try, is because I just didn't know my demographic. Okay. I couldn't find the right people to work around me. Not everybody's going to want to be on the same page with you. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to want to be down with you. Some people don't like the fact that you're trying to move up in life. Some people enjoy being where they are, So 3 of my businesses failed. But did I let it stop me? No. I still have my LLC. I'm still working on some things right now that I'm trying to do. You always keep moving. I don't need a guru to tell me that. Okay? I don't need somebody to tell me never give up. I don't need somebody to tell me, you got to keep moving forward. Those are generics things that people say. Those are generic things that people say. To me, it's nonsense. You have to find that motivation within yourself to keep moving forward. Man, when I was sick, I didn't want to do anything. But I tried. I tried because I knew I had to get up. I knew I had to start moving around. Even as hard as it was for me, I tried. I paid the price for it. But I wanted to get up and at least try to get moving around to see if I could, feel better a little bit. It didn't work, but I didn't give up. And I think a lot of people give up. They give up too fast. They get into this funk and into this depression and they can't get out of it. So they think they need to, see one of these spiritual leaders or one of these financial gurus or these people that want to teach you something that you should know already. You know what I mean? And like I said, folks, this is not for everybody. Some people really get value in what some of these people teach them. But paying the amount of money that some people want you to pay, I don't see it. I just don't. I don't think it's worth it sometimes for you to come out of your pocket for something that is not going to show any value sometimes. Some of this stuff is not going to have any value for you. It's just not. And what aggravates me the most is, don't get me wrong, I love all my YouTube people. People on YouTube been making content forever, the original OGs. But now you have a whole section of people on there that want to teach you something. And if you've gone on YouTube and you've seen some of these videos, they teach you absolutely nothing. These videos are 15 minutes, 20-minute videos. That's, in the thumbnail, it's, let me teach you how 7 ways to, get you 7 ways of income, extra income. Oh, let me teach you how to be successful at, drop shipping, Amazon. You know what I mean? Let me give you all these, all this information that you need to get better. And then when you sit there and you watch the video, 90% of the video is just them talking. It's just them talking about, hey, this is how I do it. This is how successful I am. And then when you get towards the end of the video, they give you maybe 5 or 4 minutes of information. And then what do they push? They say, oh, well, I have a course here that you can subscribe to that'll help you with this, if you want to learn more. They're not teaching you anything. All they're doing is just promoting their courses. All they're doing is promoting themselves, which is fine. Everybody has to have their stream of income. But at the same time, don't deceive these people that actually want to do something, and they're sitting there intent trying to listen to you and trying to see what knowledge you can pass on to them, and you're not passing any knowledge on to them. And then they repeat these videos over and over again, but they just put them in a different way. That's all they're doing. They put these videos in a completely different way, but it's the same stuff. 15, 20 minutes. All they're doing is going over, the stuff that they've made mistakes on. They want to show you all these numbers that they have. And then when it's time for you to say time for them to teach you how they did it, they teach you absolutely nothing. They want you to take their course. It's all about courses. That's what it's all about. They reel these people in with these thumbnails, these headlines, and then when you actually sit there and you watch a video, there's no value to that video. There's no information. And don't get me wrong, these guys are getting views, 80,000. I seen a couple there where it was a couple million. Some guys are actually on there actually giving information on YouTube. There's a couple cats on there that I watch that actually are very informative, and they give you things for free without having to push a course that they have. And even the cats that have a course and they push it to you, what they do is they actually give you a good amount of information before they try to push their course for people to buy. You know what I mean? But some of these people, they're just, they're scammers, man. They'll rule you in and they give you a false sense of hope, and you really want to learn something. YouTube has become this thing where people just post whatever they want and people just fall in line for it. You can get a lot of information on YouTube. There's a lot of things you can learn. If you want to sell t-shirts, there's a million videos about how to sell t-shirts. If you want to Amazon drop ship, learning how to do that, there's a million videos on that as well. There's a million videos on how to get extra streams of income. But a lot of these videos, they're not informational. They're just the host talking and not giving you any value for what you're listening to. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But to each their own. Everybody needs to make their money. And a lot of these people make their money off their views. So the more views they get, that's how they get a stream of income for themselves on their YouTube channels. You have to have tiers in order to get paid from YouTube. You have to have so many subscribers to get paid from YouTube. 1,000 subscribers is when you can start getting paid and start making money off of YouTube. That's just the way it is. But these guys got millions of views, and if you really sit and think about it, they're not teaching you anything. They're really not. I seen a bunch of podcast videos when I was getting ready to set this up, just to make sure that I had enough information, just to make sure that I had good equipment. Now, don't get me wrong, my equipment's not top of the line. It really isn't. But I looked at the videos. I was able to get enough information from piecing videos together to get enough equipment information to be able to make the purchases that I made for this. And eventually we'll upgrade. Well, you always want to move forward. You always want to get better sound quality. And eventually that's what will happen. I'll get better sound quality down the road. It's always improving. You're always playing with this stuff. But it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Content is not an easy thing to do. You have to always keep creating and always keep moving forward. So I understand why these YouTubers do what they do, and they post constantly and continuously to post. But some of the stuff they post is repeated. They just go over the same stuff. If you look at some of these videos online, look at them. Some of these videos, all they're doing is repeating what they repeated a month ago, but they're just putting it in a different way. It's like taking a quiz and then having to retake that same quiz, but the questions are in a different order. But it's the same quiz. They're not giving you any information. All they're doing is just running the lines that they need to run. So, and this is where I get aggravated about some of these so-called gurus that want to teach you about life. They want to teach you and motivate you about what's good for you and how you should live your life and ways to be financially successful and financially independent. Um, but it's a scam. I mean, 99% of it is a scam. And I say 99% of it. Really look, take a deep dive look at YouTube. Anybody, punch in motivational videos, punch in financial gurus, punch in relationship gurus, and you will find a million videos of people who have an opinion on how you should live your life. My opinion on living life, live it the way you want to live it. Do what makes you happy. You don't have to rely on somebody to tell you what to do to be happy. Everybody should know what motivates them. I don't care if you're depressed. I don't care if things haven't worked out in your life. There's something deep down inside of you that can elevate you. You just have to find it. And you don't have to rely on somebody to tell you that. You don't have to rely on me to tell you that. But a lot of times these people on YouTube will suck you in, you know what I mean, and make you feel like, you know what, I need to get his lesson that he's selling. You know what I mean? I need to buy his course because it might change my life. And a lot of times I see more complaints on YouTube and more videos about people calling out fake gurus and scammers when it comes to these courses than anything else. It's amazing. Put it in. Put in scammer gurus. Put in fake courses. You know, you got a lot of YouTubers that this one channel that I go and I see on YouTube, all he does is call out fake gurus. All he does is call out fake scammers that want to scam people that are trying to be successful and are trying to learn something. Some of these lessons they teach you are nothing. They're like 3 or 4 pages of just gibberish, just basic stuff. What it is that the minute you give them that money, your money's gone. You're not getting a refund on that because you chose to pay it out. So find some motivation for yourself, guys and ladies. Find some motivation out there for you. Don't rely on somebody on a box or a picture to tell you how to live your life. I have my motivation. You know what I mean? I love talking to the folks. You know, my numbers are starting to improve. My numbers are getting better. You know, I don't need somebody to tell me how to promote my page. I do it on my own. You know what I mean? I don't need an influencer to go out there and say, hey, you know, you should start listening to this guy. I want to put the work in myself. I want to put the work in. And don't get me wrong, you know, sometimes you need that push from somebody, but I just don't feel like I have to pay somebody to promote my stuff if I do it the right way, I don't need somebody to do it for me. And I think one of the biggest issues as well is in this day and age with technology, IG, Facebook, Twitter, all these social media apps, everybody wants to stay relevant, man. Everybody wants to stay relevant. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. Don't get me wrong. I'm doing this because I want to be heard. I'm making these podcasts for the same reason I want to be heard. I don't care about the fame. I don't care about my 15 minutes of fame. I'm doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing this because I love talking to people. I have a talent for talking to people, and I enjoy doing what I do. But a lot of these people that are on IG, and you see a lot of these real videos, all they're doing is just the same stuff. It's trends. It's all about trends on IG. If somebody's doing a video of a dance, everybody and their mom is going to do a video of that dance to try to one-up each other, to see who gets the most views. And I think sometimes we get caught up in that. We get caught up in the trends. Everybody wants to stay relevant in this business. And if you're a content creator, you have to stay relevant, man. And I think that's where we get caught up sometimes. And sometimes I think we repeat ourselves on certain content. We'll wait 6 months or so or a year, but you'll bring up the same stuff that you brought up a year ago because people's going to forget. A lot of people's attention span is very, very short. So you can post something that you did a year ago and people stop watching that video. All they're worried about is what's next from you. What's the next video? What's the next podcast? What are you talking about now? But people who are just starting to get to know you, they're going to look at all that old stuff. You know what I mean? They're going to look at all the old stuff. I've started following a couple cats on YouTube. Their name is Abba and Preach. Man, these cats are funny. They're from Canada. A lot of people have been follow them. They're very, very popular. I didn't know anything about them. I just stumbled across their page on accident. But I look a lot of their old stuff. And a lot of the old stuff they have, they don't repeat stuff like a lot of people do. So there's some cats out there that don't repeat the same stuff, but there's a lot of cats out there that do. So if I ever if I ever repeat anything that I'm talking to you guys about, I want you guys to call me out on it. Because I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't can't make mistakes. But if this is a mistake that I make where I'm calling people out for repeating the same content they had a year ago, and I do the same thing, call me out. By all means, call me out. Because I don't want to be that dude. I want to bring you fresh content daily. My goal, yes, I have to stay relevant. I have to continuously post on IG, my Facebook fan page, Twitter. It gets tough. You know what I mean? It gets tough, but you have to do it. It's we're in an age where you have to constantly keep putting out content to stay relevant. And I think sometimes we get caught up in that. And I think sometimes these gurus they get caught up in that too. So like I said, they'll repeat a lot of the same stuff and pushing out the same stuff to draw you in with their content to suck you into paying for them to teach you about life. You know what I mean? There's a difference between somebody who's a motivational speaker and there's a difference between somebody who's a guru. So we just got to learn the difference there. Somebody can motivate you all day long, but a guru is supposed to teach you, not take advantage of you. A guru is supposed to enlighten you, not go in your pockets like that. I don't need, it's just crazy and it's sad sometimes, but we do what we have to do. You know what I mean? We live in a world where everybody wants something. I don't care who you are. Everybody wants something from somebody. It doesn't matter. You can be a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? You want something from somebody. You know what I mean? And we have to learn how to be a little bit more independent. We're in the cancel culture now. People are easily offended when you put certain videos up or you say certain words that trigger people. It can get tough. It can get tough with the content that you post because some people are going to get offended by what you have to say. Even if there's no intention behind it, people are going to get offended. So we have to be careful about what we say on any platform that we're on. You know what I mean? So this is why I am doing what I'm doing now, and I'm saying to you what I'm saying to you now. You know what I mean? So I have to be careful myself about certain things that I say because people will get offended. I'm not Mr. PC. I don't believe in politically correctness sometimes because that's not how I grew up. I grew up to be very blunt, and this is why some of the subjects that I bring up, a lot of people are not going to like. It's not me hating on anybody. I'm not hating on anyone. I believe everyone should be able to make their money how they see fit. But at the same time, I don't believe we should take advantage of people. You understand what I mean? We shouldn't take advantage of those people that just can't really help themselves and going. It's like taking money from an old person. You know what I mean? That's how I view it with these gurus. You're taking advantage of people who cannot really take care of themselves and cannot motivate themselves, and you take advantage of that. You're going into their pockets. You're using them eventually for your own means. So I enjoy talking to you guys. I get a lot out of this. I told you before, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Every time I get on the mic, it's enjoyable. It brings me some relief when I get to talk. We should be having some more guests here soon. I got some things lined up. We're heading to Tennessee in April. Hopefully, I have some interviews there, and we'll be able to bring you some more folks. I remind you, folks, that every Friday we will have a new episode out for you. And again, I have to repeat this one thing that I do is my content is not for everybody. Everybody's not going to enjoy what I have to say. Everybody's not going to enjoy what I have to talk about, but I do it because I want to do it. You know what I mean? I don't rely on people's opinions of what I should talk about and what I should say. I'm very independent when it comes to that. Now, can I take feedback? Absolutely. I will take feedback from anybody that wants to give it. But at the end of the day, this is my content. This is what I express, and this is what I want to do. So I thank you folks for listening in. I appreciate the love from all the people who are listening. And you folks have a good night. Take it easy.